Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. I greet to Dr. Nazri and everyone. So today I will do a presentation for the SSK3100 for the computer programming one, uh, and it is related to our lecture, which is for our first sem. So before I started with my presentation. So let me introduce myself first. Uh, so let me introduce myself first. Okay, so this is my slide. So okay, this is my group, and they will present for their own part on their own video. And here I will introduce for myself only. So my name is Muhammad Asfar bin Muhammad Arifin, and my matrix numbers is 207537, and I am in a first year for Bachelor in Science in honor of Statistics in Faculty Science, and I am from the College Tun Dr. Ismail. So for my presentation, I will only presenting about the control statement, which is if statement only. Okay. This is the if statement. So before I go through to the if statement part, so let me give you a little bit of introduction about the control statement for the if statement. So, okay. Control statement. What is a control statement? A control statement in Java is a statement that determines whether the statements will be executed or not. So basically, control statement will be involved with condition in order the statement need to be executed. And control statement can be divided into two, which is if statement and switch statement. So basically, control statement, we can say that it is a decision making problem. So like in the real life for us, if we have a decision making situation, we will have two choices we need to choose, whether it is good choices or bad choices. So control statement for this kind of situation is in the real life. So there is also have a situation for the real life that we can convert into the computer language, and we can name it as a control statement. So beside that, in computer programming, we use the statement to make sure that we can control the flow of the program, such that if we do not use the control statement, the flow of the program will be not quite good. So it will be kind of not as good as a control statement if we use it. So in other words, in programming also we face some situation where we want a certain block of code to be executed when some condition is fulfilled. A programming language uses control statements to control the follow of execution of program based on a certain condition. These are used to cause the flow of execution to advance and branch based on changes to the state of program. So this is the Java selection statement, which is if statement. So this statement allows you to control the flow of your program's execution based upon condition, not only during runtime. So this is the description that I have give just now. So when we say we need to execute some of statement, we need to look some of the base of on a condition that we need to use control flow statement. For example, if a number is greater than 0, then we want to print a positive number. But if it is less than 0, then we want to print negative number. In this case, we have two print statement in the program, but only one print statement execute at a time based on the input value. So we will see how to write such that of condition in the Java program using control statement. So that is kind of example of the control statement that we can use. So next is I will explain about the so I will explain what is if statement. So I have divided if statement into 3 parts, which is simple if statement, if else statement, and nested if statement. So what we can say about the simple if statement is that hello. So what we can say about the if as a simple if statement is that the output is based on the condition and execution from the work of the statement. So the shape of the simple if statement is there is an if, and after that the open bracket and the condition in the between the bracket, and after that we will put the statement of the program. So in the simple if statement with there is no any else or then, and the objective is straightforward. So this is mean that the simple if statement is the execution of the program is straightforward without any false statement. So this is the example of this is the shape of the simple if statement, which is if, after that the condition and the statements. Okay. Next, for the if statement, the output is based on the condition and execution from the work of the statement. So the meaning of the is also same with the simple if statement, and the shape of the if statement is little bit different, which is there is an else after the statement, so which is opposite with the condition. So the function of the else in this statement is that it will try to execute if the if statement is false. So in other words, if the statement is true, so the program will straightforward execute the program, and for the statement of the true case. So if the statement is false statement, so the program will execute the statement for the false case. So else, or in this situation, is function to execute the false statement for the program. So next is nested if statement. So nested if statement is actually a combination of the ifs of a lot of if statement. So this is the example of shape of the nested if statement. So we can see here, if open bracket and the score more than 90, it is actually a condition for this program. So the statement is grade equal to A. So else if and next is, and this is condition, and this is for the And this grade B is the statement for the score more than 80. So we can see here there is a lot of if else statement in this program. So that is why we call this statement is nested if statement. So if we run this program, if we run the program will executed based on the statement that the truth of the statement that we provide. So if we say that the score of the for a student is 92%, so the program will execute for the student marks, which is 92%, is a grade A. So next, if we have a student that have a score 65, so the program will execute for that student with grade D and so on. So this is the three if statement that I have divided and I have explained to you about about how it runs in our computer programming. So it is actually a quite easy control statement that we can use if we have a problem in the decision making problem and situation, and we need to use in a computer language. So we can use if statement in order to ensure that our program can be executed. So this is the example of simple if statement. So we can see here. Okay, here we can see here is if I more than 15. So I more than 15 is the condition of this simple if statement. So and the statement is system out inline 10 is less than 15. So this is the statement. So after we run this program, the output will straightforward result which 10 is less than 15. So we can see here there is no any else or then in this program. So that is why we call this program is simple if statement. So wait a minute. Okay, here. Okay, here the number of the program is 10. So we have put the condition of this program is 15, I is more than 15. So I'm sorry, I have just a little bit error that I explained to you. So we have I is equal to 10. So we have put the condition of the simple if statement is I is more than 15. So if the number of I is more than 15, we are like 16 or 18. So the program will execute this will execute 10 is less than 15 sentences because this 10 is less than 50 statement is for the condition I is more than 15. But our program here has put the number of I is equal to 10. So as we know, 10 is less than 50. So we have the program will not be executed with 10 is less than 15. But in other words, the program will execute I am not in if. So because the number of 10 is not in the condition, of in this simple if statement. So this is for the example of simple if statement. So next is the example of in and if and else statement. So we can see here the number of I is equal to 10. So the condition here is I is less than 15. So this is the statement if the number is follow the condition, so the statement will be executed with I is smaller than 15. But if the statement is false, which is the number is more than 15, so the statement will be executed with I is greater than 15. So what we can understand here is that this kind of statement is different than the simple if and else statement, because this kind of statement have the false statement, which is else the system is greater than 15. So here we can uh, understand that I is equal to 10 and the number is actually in the condition, which is I is less than 15. So here we can say that the program will execute I is smaller than 15. So at here we can understand that I is greater than 15 is the false statement and I is smaller than 15 is the true statement. So as we can see, the number is in the condition. So we can say that the I is smaller than 15 is the true statement and I is greater than 15 is the false statement. So this is the example of the if and else statement. So next we will proceed with the nested if and else statement. So what we can say here, there is a lot of there is a combination of if and else statement here. So let me explain to you step by step. So we can see here if the number given is I equal to 10. So the condition here is I equal to 10 also. So first statement. So let me check a little bit. Okay. So here we can see here the first condition given is I equal to 10. So the second condition is I less than 15. And third condition is I less than 12. So what we can say here is that the number given is all under the condition given. But the output will be I is smaller than 15 and I is smaller than 12 too. Because of the number of 10 is first of all it is matched with the first condition, which is I is equal to 10. And it also matched with the second condition, which is I is less than 15. And also um, it is less than 12 too. So what we can see here is that the program will execute the statement that which is I is smaller than 15 and I is smaller than 12 too. And the program will not execute I is greater than 15 because of the statement and the number given is matched with the condition given. So if as an example, we change the number of 10 equal to I is equal to 25. So the number given will be not matched with the condition the three conditions given here, which is I equal to 10. As we know, 25 is not equal to 10. So I is less than 50 and 25 is also more than 15. And I is less than 12, which is as we know also, the 25 is also more than 12. So at last, the program will execute the number I is greater than 15 because they are in this program. The statement which is I is greater than 15 is the false statement, and I is smaller than 12 too, and I is smaller than 15. Here is a true statement. So that is why this program the output will be I is smaller than 15 and I is smaller than 12 too. So that is the end of my presentation about the if statement. So what can I conclude here is that control statement is actually a computer programming uh, syllabus that can help us to make our decision making